Chippewa's going to fake. Throw to Conklin. He's got it. And did he get in? Waiting on the indication. Close to the goal line it is. It's a Central Michigan touchdown.
Central Michigan picked up their third win of the season on Saturday in Athens and their fourth straight against the Bobcats. We've got the highlights of the win coming up next on Chippewa Rewind. Welcome into Chippewa Rewind. A huge win on Saturday for your team, Coach Adam Jackson, alongside head coach Coach Bonamego. 26-23 win on the road at Ohio to spoil their homecoming. How was your team able to pull it out?
Well, hard-fought victory. Really proud of our players and coaches. Wasn't pretty all the time. There was, there was a little bit of everything in that game, but I'm proud of the fight, determination, and the grit that our players showed in really grinding out a victory. We had made some unbelievable plays at key points in the game, and it's very difficult to win on the road, and we did it against a team that really played in the MAC championship game last year on the eastern side of the bracket. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. There's still a lot for us to learn from this game. It's much easier to teach off of a win than it is a loss. It feels a lot better in that locker room today than it did a week ago. And, we'll go back to work on Tuesday morning and get ready for Toledo.
Ty Conklin hadn't played a football game in nearly 300 days. He missed pretty much all of fall camp, and he goes off for 10 catches, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. What can you say about his performance?
Well, he's a captain. He's a senior. He's one of the leaders on our football team. And, when you're a player, you really miss playing. And we've missed his presence out there. There's no doubt about it. You got a chance to see him. He's a matchup problem for defenses. He's so skilled as a route runner, as a blocker, catching the football, and certainly after the catch. And, it was a career day for him, and, he just set that bar a little bit higher. And we're looking forward to bigger and better from him as we move down the stretch.
We'll see a lot of highlights of Ty Conklin coming up. We'll take you inside Peden Stadium, Central Michigan against Ohio on Saturday, and they get the football first, and it looks like you've got a great defensive play from Bunning here, but he gets called for defensive pass interference.
Yeah, Sean's in good position right here, but I think he hooks him. That's what the officials saw. Makes a great play, high pointing the ball there. Nice job with the run back as well. Unfortunately, it was called back because of the PI. And again, when we met with our football team this morning, these were the plays that we talked about. There was several plays in the game where a penalty or a missed assignment, missed block, missed tackle hurt us. We need to continue to improve as a football team, and certainly penalties is one of the areas where any football team can always improve. That's an example right there of you have a great play in the game, but it comes off the board.
So that keeps the drive going. Ohio gets into the end zone 7-0, but then you march right back down on your first initial drive, and here is Ty Conklin, a 3rd and 10, and he goes up to get this one.
This was a great drive. Again, this is a nice job here on a 3rd and long situation with Ty on an in-breaking route. It's a good, timely throw by Shane. Great hands catch by Ty, and drives alive. It's an unbelievable play right there by both those guys.
2 plays later, he stretches out, shows his athleticism, and gets his first touchdown of the season.
Yeah, 2nd and 5 here. We're down here in the tight red zone. This is really an RPO, which is a run-pass option, where we're really reading the defense on whether to give the ball on the dive there or hit the pop pass in behind it. The defense reacts up, leaves Tyler open. Shane does a good job of delivering the ball, and then Tyler does the rest.
So it stays 7-7 moving to the second quarter. This is kind of a long developing play, late and deep in your territory, but Osman stays with it and gets a strip, and you guys recover.
Turnovers are always big. Again, they're down here in the red zone, knocking on the door for a minimum of field goal opportunity. Quarterback scrambles out of the pocket. Joey does a great job in pursuit from the backside, is able to knock the ball out, and Chris recover. It's a huge play.
One of 3 fumbles for your team on Saturday. Late in that second quarter, they put together another drive, and here's that option look. They find a way to get in the end zone.
Yeah, we were actually blitzing on this down, so we weren't exactly in the best defense, but we did have a couple missed tackles there at the point of attack. Again, looking at the things that we can do better, things that we can improve upon.
Makes it 14-7 Bobcats. This is where the game really changed. They get into the end zone but get called back with a penalty. Then they line up for a field goal. Last play of the half, your team makes a play, blocks it, and runs it back.
I think if you wanted to point to one point in the game or one pivotal play, it definitely was this one. We get great penetration over the left side there. Chris Canavelos is in the A-gap. He's able to get up and inside, elevate a hand, and get a hand in the kick plane. It's blocked cleanly. And then as he's trying to scoop it, he actually bunts it back over towards Sean, who's in perfect position there to get the scoop and score.
At the half, it's 14-13. Didn't get the extra point to go in, but to know that you could have potentially been down 21-7 or 17-7, but your team fights, makes a play, and you're within one, ready to get the ball to start the second half. I imagine you have to be feeling pretty good.
Felt very good. You know, it was good to be able to score on that first drive. You know, had some things, turned it over once in the first half. That blocked field goal for a touchdown is huge. And then, you know, again, it gets called back because of a penalty, but Damon Terry returns the second half kickoff all the way for a touchdown as well. With the penalty, we still end up in pretty good field position and are able to drive in for a score on the opening drive of the second half as well.
Chippewas find a way to put away the Bobcats in the second half. We'll show you those highlights when we come back. And later on, we talk with a utility man on the offensive line, J.P. Quinn. Come out and support Central Michigan in their next home game 3 weeks from today on Saturday, October 14th. The Chippewas welcome in the Toledo Rockets to Kelly Short Stadium. Game time is at 3:30, and it's homecoming for CMU. This is the final Saturday home game, so claim your seats before it's too late. You can purchase tickets by visiting Ticket Central, calling 1-888-FIRE-UP2, or by visiting CMUChippewas.com. Once again, we hope to see you at Kelly Short Stadium on October 14th for homecoming against Toledo. Kickoff is at 3:30. Welcome back to Chippewa Rewind. Start of the second half for Central Michigan and Ohio. The Bobcats in front 14-13. You get the ball to start the second half, as you mentioned. Run back the kick, it gets called back, but your team mounts a drive. Here's Tyler Conklin once again.
Again, big third down conversion here, 3rd and 10, you know, off of play action. Very similar concept to, you know, play we had run earlier. Conks actually covered there. We managed to get the ball to him, get it close enough to him. He's got those strong hands. He makes a catch, and, you know, again, we're moving the chains. But good play all the way around. You know, sometimes you just get those, I call them dude routes. You know, it's like my dude's better than your dude. You know, I got a chance to make a play, and that was definitely a dude route right there.
Does he have the best hands on the team?
I don't know if he's got the best hands on the team, but I'd say he's right there. I think Corey Willis got pretty darn good hands. Mark Chapman, those guys all catch the ball really easily, very, very well. I would say he has the strongest hands out of the group for sure.
Glad you mentioned Mark Chapman having good hands, because he shows it on this next clip. Goes up, one hand, bobbles around, and he finds a way to pull it in.
Yeah, back shoulder fade here. A little bit high and outside. You know, Mark does a nice job going back in, back stopping the ball and coming down with the catch and able to stay in bounds at the same time. You know, great play. You know, Mark really is one of those unsung heroes yesterday. He makes a critical third down catch, you know, late in the game to, you know, secure the win. That was a huge play right there. Can't say enough great things about Mark Chapman.
He didn't get into the end zone, but you're right. He had 6 catches. Mark did for 66 yards to help your offense. And 2 plays later, Jonathan Ward gets in, and you're in front for good.
John does a great job here, really reading this. OU brought a run blitz there. He's able to bounce out a gap wider and knife it into the end zone before, you know, away from an unblocked defender. It's a really great run, good blocking there at the point of attack, and we're on the board.
Poljan tries to go to Conklin for the 2-point conversion. It's no good, so it's 19-14 Central Michigan early in that third quarter still. Josh Cox, he's been finding interceptions all year long, gets his 4th here.
Yeah, they test him here. You know, he's been lined up at corner. This week he played some safety. You know, they try to go deep on him. He does a great job of adjusting to the ball in flight. Really becomes the receiver there. He stacks the receiver. It's a great body position. And then does a nice job here with the run back. You know, what can you say? He's one of the leaders on this football team, one of the best players on that defense, and came up big right there.
Yeah, not only with the pick, but gets you in good field position. The drive stalls, go for it on 4th and goal, and the pass comes up short. So it remains 19-14. And again, Ohio trying to get back into this game early in that 4th quarter. And here's Joe Osman's 2nd sack fumble of the day.
And what can you say about him? Here he comes, beats the tackle around the edge. Quarterback, he never sees him, eyes downfield. Does a great job there for knocking the ball out. And, we get our offense the football again in great field position.
You're opportunistic on this next play here. You go right to Conklin. Maybe Shane Morris's best throw of the day, zips it between 3 defenders.
Yeah, this is a real nice throw here out of the tight bunch formation. Well-placed football right where Conk's really the only person that could get that. Reaches up, makes a nice catch, and then we go right up on the ball and come back and run another play up-tempo here and get the touchdown on the next play.
So Conklin indeed makes the catch. Wasn't open by a ton, but great hands. He makes the grab, puts Central Michigan in front, 26-14, and it's looking good for your team, but they're able to block a punt deep in your zone and get 2 points out of it.
Again, you talk about the importance of doing the little things right every single time. This was just a situation where part of our shield there was moving a little bit too fast, and we had one guy that wasn't quite moving fast enough. A gap develops there. Ohio U is able, with just really a 4-man rush, to get a rusher in the crease, and the result's a blocked kick.
26-16, the Bobcats do get a touchdown. It's tightened up, 26-23. Your offense gets the ball with 5 minutes left, trying to milk the clock, and it's exactly what they do. A big run from Kumino Gawili on 3rd and 5, and then a nice pass. Shane Morris, under pressure, finds Chapman to pretty much seal the game.
Yeah, they had all 3 timeouts, 5 minutes, and, we told them before we went out on the field that, this was the game. We don't want to give them the ball back. You mentioned Kumino with a really tough run on 3rd and 5 to get a first down. And, again, a huge play right there, 3rd and, I think it was 3rd and 7. Shane's got a guy draped on him, hits Chapman across the middle there for the first down, and now we're able to take the knee, run out the clock.
Coach, a huge win for your team. Snaps a 3-game losing streak. You pick up your first win in the MAC, and you have everything in front of you, a chance to still compete for a MAC championship. Had to feel good to get that one on Saturday.
It did. It felt really great. I was really happy for our players and our coaching staff. I talked about it after the game. Sometimes you don't realize how close you are, and there's really no silver bullets. You have to always go back, self-assess, evaluate, and then recommit yourself to the process. I really don't know any other way to do it. There's no shortcuts. It takes character to do that because you have to look at things objectively and ask yourself, what could I have done better? What do I need to do better? The easy thing when you get backed into a corner is to point fingers or make excuses or feel sorry for yourself. We hadn't done that. And the schedule that we've played, we felt like every game we've been in, we've had opportunities to win. Where we are right now and what our potential is there's a big gap there. Our mission, our job is to close that gap.
Your team will once again try and improve this upcoming Saturday. Homecoming as the Toledo Rockets come in. The Chippewas now 3-3. We'll look at the Rockets when we come back, but first, we'll talk to senior offensive lineman J.P. Quinn about how important it is to be up front with those group of guys.
I remember when I was looking at schools, my dad told me that when I found the right one, I would definitely know, and it was going to be a feeling. And when I was here, it felt like home. And the people here, they felt like family. And I remember being in the bookstore, and I was picking out all this apparel, but I was like, what, do you think you're coming here or something? I was like, matter of fact, I think I am.
I would like to say thank you so much for all of your support and donations that you've given to our university over the course of the years. We look forward to making you proud on and off the field, not only the football team, but all of the athletic programs at our university, and we promise to make you proud.
I'd like to personally thank you for your support and investment in Central Michigan athletics. Your generosity allows our student athletes to compete on a national level, academically, athletically, and personally. Once again, thank you for your support, and fire up Chips.
I play center and guard. I played center, right guard, left guard. I'm hoping this year maybe get a tackle rep. So we'll see. It's rather easy. You know, Coach Frazier wants us to know, you know, every position on the O-line, and if you once you get that ability to start, you need to know every position. So going back and forth is all it is just getting used to snapping the ball and not snapping the ball. I first came here and I practiced center, and then I stopped for probably 2 or 3 years getting reps there. But just getting back to Houston, snapping the ball and going to hit someone was a little challenge. But that's what I like the most about it. It's like the extra responsibility, you're more in charge than playing guard, and you just direct kind of the whole line and set up each play.
JP told us about the relationships between the linemen and what it's like to be the silent hero on the field.
Oh, it's fun. I mean, we've been together for 4 or 5 years now, so it's like it's always a good time. When we hang out, we go to bub dinner, every Wednesday or Thursday night, and it's always just a fun time, just hanging out and talking about the things that went on during the week. People outside of football don't really understand the importance of being an offensive lineman, and kind of you don't get the press as the wide receivers or quarterbacks do, but your job is almost as important or more important, because without the offensive line, like, the play can't get going, or quarterback can't throw the ball, or running back can't have a lane to go. So it's a good responsibility to have. It's a fun job.
The history and the culture is what resonates with Quinn. He enjoys following in the footsteps of guys like Eric Fisher and Joe Staley, who both helped mold the program to what it is today.
He got drafted when I was a senior in high school, so it was the year I was coming here, and that was just really cool. It was really cool to see that the first overall draft pick was from Central, and that that was the coaching staff and O-line I was coming to play for with that thick history. Joe Staley also is another guy, and just the culture of O-linemen that have come through here is just really cool. Just got me more fired up to come here and play.
Well, what a selfless guy JP Quinn is. As he mentioned, he's played multiple spots on that offensive line and has seemed very willing to do so.
Well, JP is definitely a versatile player up there, but the thing that I love about him is he's probably undoubtedly our toughest guy up there. You can see in the clips there on his helmet the number 21. JP is the first bub in 2.5 years here to receive the honor of wearing number 21. It was great to see him out there sporting 21, he's just what you want in a lineman. A guy that's smart, he's tough, ton of versatility.
A key cog on that unit, and again, offensive linemen, they just don't get the love that the wide receivers, the quarterbacks, the running backs do. So nice to see that he's getting some pub there. Well, next up for Central Michigan, it's Toledo. And, Coach, we all know how big this one is. Homecoming, the Rockets coming in. It's your final home Saturday game. And, again, it's your first MAC West opponent to try and vault you up into the MAC standings. Huge game coming up against the Rockets.
Yes, I mean, it's a huge game. It would be a huge game regardless of where it took place. Toledo's a very, very good football team. We haven't had much success against them lately. I think they've won the last 7. So, this is our seniors' last chance. It'll be a big challenge for us. They're playing exceptionally well. They're pretty stingy on defense as well. So it'll be important for us to put together a great plan, to have an outstanding week of preparation. I want their focus and attention being on what we need to do to prepare to go win a football game.
It's a 3:30 kick on Saturday from Kelly Short Stadium. And, Coach, I know you're going to need good support and a big crowd to help you guys pick up a victory on Saturday.
Well, I'm anticipating a great crowd. That's our tradition here at CMU. And we appreciate you, we need you, and we plan to put on quite a show. So we'll see you Saturday and fire up chips.
All right, well, we'll break this one down as Toledo battles Central Michigan on Saturday. Hopefully another win for your team. For Coach John Bonamego, I'm Adam Jackson. Have a great week and fire up chips.